Alright, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about the best year of my life. And it is not what you would expect at all. So, I hope you're ready. And I've been thinking about this moment in my life where the YouTube channel took off a lot. It was probably the most motivated and the largest period of growth of my entire life. And I really wanted to share this story because I think it's going to inspire you. Hello. How are you? I said hi to her earlier. Cute Russian girl. Now, let's talk about it. Let's dive in. So, August of 2023, I'm 26 years old, and I tell my mom for the first time, hey, I know what I'm doing with my life. I know what I'm doing. She always asks me, what are you doing with your life? I dropped out of college. I actually started a business when I was young, and after COVID, the business shut down, and I was bartending. I didn't really know what I was doing for a little bit. And I told my mom, listen, I figured it out. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I got this, Mom.
Oh, shoot, you get these bitches.
You scared the shit out of me, son.
That's why I did it on purpose. Get these bitches.
Hey, Da Maria tonight. Da Maria. Come on, man. Wednesday night, Da Maria. Coming out? Up to you. Up to you. You might want to save it for the weekend. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll save it.
Yeah. How you been, man? There was a guy, Kurt Cass. He was creating these travel videos, and it inspired me. I saw this young man, same age as me, just going around the world, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, you know, getting a bunch of chicks, having a good time, getting paid to do it. I was like, that's the life I'm trying to live. The fuck? He's doing it. Why can't I? Why can't I? And that's a big question you should ask yourself sometimes is, why not me? So, shit. Boom. So, I decided, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm sending it. And I told my mom I'm about to go off on this adventure. I'm going to Bali for the first time, and I'm going to pop it off. I don't know how. All I know is I'm going to be famous. I'll be making money. Period. That's it. If you could drop everything right now and chase one dream, what would it be? Unless you're already living out your dream.
A little bit at the moment. I'm just traveling at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think the freedom to travel and meet new people and explore the world is, I mean, for me, that's the dream. And it's a privilege to have that as well.
It's a privilege, absolutely.
If everyone in the world could have that, that would be nice.
Yeah. So you kind of are living out your dream right now then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I actually, now that I think about it, if someone asked me that question, I'd be like, doing it right now. You know? Yeah. So, and, you know, I get to Bali and I start making these videos, and honestly, you know, none of them are taking off, but I have some savings, and I'm like, you know what? I'm patient. I got about a year of savings. I can really make this happen if I just keep on trying and keep making videos. And some of the videos did well, but I was a little bit conflicted too, because my goal was to make travel videos like Kurt Cass. But the thing was, I wasn't really passionate about traveling. Yeah, I was making these travel videos, but it wasn't like I was a travel connoisseur. I was just making it because my goal was to make money and I wanted to get views. So a lot of the times, the process of making these videos was very inauthentic, forced, unfulfilling, and I would always, and then there was really no plan to make money either. So it was just a big combination of like, hey, you know, what are you doing? No plan, no strategy. But nonetheless, going to Bali actually really opened my eyes to what's possible and showed me. And this is actually a really big lesson for you guys. If you just go to a place and you see other people doing what you want to do. I met other travel creators who are successful. I met online coaches who were successful, people doing online business who were successful. I even met a girl who was teaching roller skating online. She was an Olympic level roller skater, and she was teaching roller skating online. So it showed me that, hey, this shit is possible. If you just keep to it, you might get lucky, you might get a viral video, you might become famous, you never know what might happen. And this is what I want to do. I love creating videos. I didn't necessarily love travel that much, but I loved meeting people, and that was actually the best part about all my videos. The ones that would do well would always be a video where I was maybe at a bar or something, and I talked to some ladies in the bar, and I got it all on camera, and that's actually what would do well, and those were usually my best videos. Interview. Hey, what's up, buddy? Nah, no TikTok. I have YouTube. It's Nicoletti. What's something that you've always wanted to do, but you were too scared to try?
To go to Bali by myself. Yeah, it's my first time here, so...
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, you did it. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I feel like everyone on this beach is just living out their dreams.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Bali.
Yeah.
Like, it's people who are actually happy, content with their life. They have that light in their eyes.
I think that they are really relaxed. Everybody here is like chilled and everybody's doing their stuff, and yeah. I love it.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah,
That's why I love Bali a lot. Yeah. It's amazing. Well, thank you. That was a great answer. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So it's your first time here in Bali?
Yeah.
That's cool. So I don't remember where I left off, but I went to Bali, met a girl teaching roller skating, making damn good money too. Younger than me. She was like 19 or 20. She was an Olympic level roller skater. And I was like, oh shit, bro. I didn't know you could teach roller skating online. She would set up her camera, show off her roller skating moves, and her clients loved her. So kind of planted the seed. And also there was another guy in there who was coaching, and he was coaching just confidence or just like self-improvement in general. Like there was no real niche, and he was making a living doing it as well. And he taught me exactly how he started. He literally sat down for a whole hour just telling me, hey, this is how you get started. This is what you do. You know, this is how you learn how to coach. This is how you get your clients. It's not that hard. And he kind of proved to me and showed me that this is possible. But the only thing is, I didn't really know what I would coach. Or rather, I didn't really have the courage to teach what I actually wanted to teach. It's the one thing that I've always been obsessed about, which is getting girls. So the seed was planted, but it did not grow anywhere anytime soon. In the meantime, I had been traveling for a couple of months. My money was running low. It was going down. Every single month, I just saw that bank account number going down, and I needed to make money fast. So I was traveling with a friend, Victor. We're making videos together, and I'm really trying to make a viral video. I just thought if I could just get one viral video, then maybe I could get a sponsorship or just somehow start to make money. And by the way, that's the worst strategy to go about on YouTube. You don't ever want to just bank on viral videos. Yeah, you want to try to get viral videos, but you do not need that to make money on YouTube. You just got to have some way to sell. But I did not know that at the time. So we're doing like crazy challenges. We're thinking of all these crazy ideas, getting out of our comfort zones, but nothing is quite sticking. I think my largest video during the time was around 20,000 views. Still on my channel. It's the first video that is uploaded. You'll see it up all in there. So, fuck it moment of your life where you were scared to do something and you just did it anyways.
So I quit my job to go traveling, and I traveled 19 countries in 1 year.
Nice.
Is that good enough?
Perfect, man. And then how did it turn out? What was your
It
experience?
was great, and
Yeah.
I landed in Bali, and now I live here.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. I feel like everyone has the same story here in Bali.
Oh, really?
We all
Oh,
quit our jobs. We just
Yeah.
traveled a bit, and then we're like, you know what? Bali's not too bad. We'll just stay here. Thank you so much, man.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
What's your
Cheers. I'm Nico.
Nico, Simon.
Simon. Nice
to
to
meet
meet you, brother. See ya. After a couple of months of traveling with Victor, watching my bank account go down, Victor ran out of money. I actually had to buy him a flight ticket home. And long story short, I also was running out of money, especially after buying that flight ticket. And I was kind of like, okay, we're running out of options here. We got to make one final move. And it was around Christmas time. I was struggling. I was working hard. I was making videos every day. I was trying my best, but you know, there's all these hidden expenses that happen, and you just never know what might happen. I was spending more than I expected. And it was around Christmas time, and I saw these videos last year that went viral of guys going out and documenting the Christmas markets. So I had this kind of stupid idea to say, hey, I'm going to go to all the most popular Christmas markets in Europe and document them to just try to go viral. That was it. I just wanted views to make some money to make it possible. By the way, this was like a desperate last attempt. That was not a good plan because, dude, I'm not going to be the Christmas market guy. What kind of niche is that? So I was really just throwing my hat over the fence and taking a long shot here. And I bought a one-way ticket to Europe, and I said, okay, let's send it with the little money I had. And this happened to be probably the worst month of my life. I made a total of 0 videos, and I spent pretty much the remainder of my money. I was burnt out, bro. Traveling for like 6 months straight. By the way, if anyone wants to be a travel vlogger, it is probably the most overrated job, career path you could possibly choose. You have no routine. You're staying at new places every day. You don't even appreciate the places you're going to. I was around Europe and I was just burnt out. You get really burnt out really fast and it's exhausting. And honestly, I just wasn't even that interested in any of the cultures I was going to, if I'm being honest. Like, it's just not my thing. I'm not a big culture guy. I'm like, who cares? I liked talking to people. That was my thing. Specifically talking to ladies. That was my thing. And that was really the only thing I wanted to do. Even during the Christmas markets, I was trying to like talk to ladies and do interviews. Do you think that most people are living the life they really want, or are they just settling?
No, I think no. I think a lot of people just do what the system asks them to do, and not really do what they really want in your mind.
And what about you guys? Are you guys living the life of your dreams, or a life that you really want right now?
Not yet.
Yeah,
We try.
we are
We
too
try
young
to.
now, but we want to, yes.
And picture the dream life. What does the dream life look like to you guys?
For me, it's freedom. You can go where you want, with who you want, when you want, and no problem with money.
That's dope.
Yes, the same.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Shout out to France. I appreciate it. Cheers, guys. I go to these Christmas markets and none of the videos get views. They're all taken down, and I pretty much make 0 videos, good ones, throughout the entire trip. It was just a month of being in my head, thinking, what the fuck have I done? Why am I here? It was cold. I was staying at shit hostels. I was burnt out. I remember one time the hostel I stayed at had a homeless guy in it. It was in the UK for New Year's. I made 0 videos. There was bed bugs very often. And overall, I was just completely demoralized. And at that point, I had pretty much thought, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm out of money. I've spent around 15 grand and I have nothing to show for it. So I fly out to Portugal. And at this point, I'm kind of just biding my time because I know what's about to happen. I'm going to have to fly home and go home to my mom and just, at 27 years old, just be like, yep, didn't work out. I'm going to have to get a regular job now. And I was just humbled. I was humbled. I didn't want to go get to that point. I didn't want to get to the point where I had to go home and tell my mom I had failed, but it was coming. So I was just staying at a little place, Airbnb in Portugal, just thinking, how the freak did I get here? This is depressing. Give to someone who is 100% lost right now.
Lost.
Yeah, like lost mentally.
A compass.
Compass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lost mentally. I would come down to the beach, ground yourself, and watch the sunset. I've been watching for the last 2 months. I've been watching the sunrise every day, and that sets up your biorhythms for the day, and also releases a whole lot of good hormones in your brain. So that's been my go-to mental health fix. Yeah,
That's dope. That's a great answer. Real solid advice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers. While in Portugal, I was completely lost. I had lost my sense of purpose. And this was my first time where I had really lost my sense of purpose. Like, I didn't really have anything to do. I didn't know what YouTube video ideas. I had no ideas. I was trying out random ideas every now and then, but nothing was sticking, and I wasn't consistent with any of them. And I was pretty much just in a room alone in Portugal, just depressed. I remember there was entire days where I was just literally sitting there in my room or on the balcony, and I would smoke like 15 to 20 cigarettes back to back, just completely lost. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. And keep in mind, this was like following a whole like 6 months of pretty adventurous times. Like, I was traveling with my friend. There were a lot of high highs. There were memories that I have still some of these YouTube videos on my channel that were like some of the best times of my life, where I thought maybe this can work. Maybe I'm going to live out my dreams like this. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be amazing. And now I hit this rock bottom low. Like, genuinely, this was probably the lowest low I've ever felt, where I was like, I don't even know what I'm living for anymore. I'm just sitting here smoking cigarettes on this balcony. Have you ever felt completely lost in life and then you got out of it?
For sure.
Yeah? What was that moment for you? What happened?
There are several moments. When I was 20, I got engaged.
No way.
Yeah, and then obviously it didn't work.
Obviously.
But then it teaches me a lot. Like it definitely changed me into actually a person that I fucking love today. Yeah.
Damn, that's real.
Yeah.
That's unique. That's a good answer. Oh, really good answer. Thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
it. I don't know. I'll just leave it at that because that's beautiful. That's
All right.
exactly what I. I'm almost at $0, and my dad is living in Europe for the year, and I have never lived with my dad before in my entire life. The most I had spent with him that I can remember is probably around 2 weeks, and that was over like a summer holiday. And I decided, you know what? Before I go home, I'm like so depressed. I don't want to go home in this state, the emotional state that I'm in. Let me just fly out to my dad. And with the last 2 months I still had a sliver of hope. And I remember thinking this. It's like maybe I can start some kind of business online in these next 2 months before my visa runs out and somehow make some money online so I don't have to go home. Because this is the last thing I want to do. I just do not want to go. So I decided, okay, I flew out to my dad. And it was in a small studio bedroom, very small. Literally, the bed and the couch were right next to each other. I was on the couch, he was on the bed, and it was probably one of the best times of my life, these 2 months. Even though the living conditions were kind of shit, and the food we were eating is really cheap because we were both very poor, I got, for the first time, to spend time with my dad. And also, I got to really see what it looked like to be old and not have money, and that was kind of a scary sight. And I was kind of like, this is not going to be me when I'm older. When I'm older, this is definitely not going to be me. And I was like, but at the same time, it was very fulfilling. Now, at least I wasn't alone traveling from hostel to hostel, kind of lost. At least I had my dad with me, and we were talking and we were connecting. And at least I had a lot of time to sit and think and reflect. So also, my routine got fixed during this time. I ended up waking up very early every single day. My dad would wake up at 5 a.m. He would wake me up because we were sleeping right next to each other. And I would usually just get up and start my day. So this was actually a good, the mental clarity that I needed. I would work out every single day really hard because I had nothing else to do. I would brainstorm ideas because I had nothing else to do. And then also, the last thing I would do was I would approach girls all day. And turns out, funny enough, I didn't know this at the time. I hadn't even heard of Budapest, Hungary. But apparently, and this is what I found out, Budapest is one of the best places for like cold approach and meeting women that I've been to personally in the entire world. For whatever reason, maybe it's because I had nothing else to do. Maybe it's because I was just in a really fun, adventurous state because I had been traveling the world. But for whatever reason, while out in Budapest, I was getting more success than I had ever gotten in my entire life. And it was really fun. I even found a temporary girlfriend at the time who I have no idea why she wanted to get to know me. Like genuinely, I'm like, bro, I have no idea. Like this girl was so cool, way too loyal for me, like way too cool for me. Like I was just like, how? Like I'm literally this broke kid who has nothing going for myself. And it really surprised me. So, all right. So do you believe it's better to take a big risk or play it safe in your 20s? Why?
Oh, definitely take a risk because you can recover.
Yeah.
You can recover from the mistakes you make. Obviously, risk doesn't mean go bet it all on black or bet it all on red. Yeah. When we say risk, we mean calculated risk, doing your due diligence, working hard on whatever endeavor you're making. Because let's say you're 23, you take a risk. By 27, you could be exactly where you were before, especially in Western nations. So that's why I think, but take a risk doesn't mean bet it on black. Take a risk doesn't mean don't calculate. Work harder than you should.
Okay, so let's continue the story. So, newfound sense of confidence. I'm going out. I'm approaching like my life depends on it because why not? I'm actually enjoying life again. Like I'm getting my confidence back. And you know what I'm saying? You know what? Let's make some new videos. Let's just keep going with the channel. I went back to like my usual personal brand. No more Christmas markets. God damn, I don't know why I did that. That was retarded. And I just said, you know what? Let's just make videos about what I want. I started making videos on self-improvement, meditation. I remember I made a video, fitness challenges. I remember I did some crazy challenges where I would try to give roses to girls, or I would try to like approach a certain amount of strangers, or just whatever. I was just trying things out, but things I actually cared about, things I wanted to talk about. Now, I remember I posted one video where it's like approaching strangers is a superpower, something like that. And it got a couple thousand views. And it literally was just me approaching one stranger and then ranting about it for like 5 minutes. And then I uploaded it and then it got a couple thousand views. I was like, wait a minute. Not only is this easier to make, it's more fun. People actually like it. It's something I really want to do. But the last thing is there's money in it. What if I like created a Patreon or something where I shared more tips on how to do dating? Just a side income, just like something, a small idea. And I was like, you know what? That seed that had been planted before of me potentially going and teaching this and coaching was blossomed. It was turning into more of a bigger thing. I was like, you know what? This could be a thing. And while before I was kind of scared to be known as the guy who was teaching how to get girls, and I had this like my ego, my precious ego, my self-image. It's like, oh, what are people going to think? I'd been thinking about this for a while. Now I had hit such a rock bottom, I had hit such a low that I was like, dude, who cares? I already failed. People already probably think I'm a loser. I don't know what they think, but in my head, I would just tell myself that, like, I'm already at the bottom. Why not? Like, just that, and then that's a key point for you right there. Why not? Just why not? Like, genuinely, what's the downside? People will judge you. Is that even that bad? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna start giving out more tips because this is what people want to hear. And I just start creating videos on dating, approaching, and just sharing things I like. And no, yo guys, I have to interrupt to say that I have a new program now. It is called the Inner Circle. It's a year of coaching, a year of mentoring, where you have me in your ear for a whole year. For a while, I've been doing a lower cost community, which has been very fun, but now it is a very small, tight-knit group where I only let in people who are serious, and the connection I have with everyone who joins is much deeper, and I'm actually making an impact in their lives. There is so much to offer here. I have a full system that I've tested for a whole year that is actually working to get people to start approaching and have a dating life. So if that's you and you want to join, let me know. Go ahead and join. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Back to the video. And then eventually that 2-month trip that felt like 2 years, it felt like such an amazing time where I had stability, I had a routine, I had a newfound sense of confidence. I even had a damn girlfriend at the end, which was insane. I was really sad to leave her too, by the way. She was too good for me anyways at the time. And I went back home to Little Rock, Arkansas. My brother, thank fucking God, my brother saved my ass, bro. He saved my ass. And by the way, check out this sunset. This is crazy, bro. He gave me a job working and managing his restaurant, which, man, if I didn't have that, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would have done. He saved my ass. He saved my ass so hard. And he also sent me money to buy my flight ticket home. He just saved me in every way. And I'll never, ever be able to repay him for that. Or I'll never, ever forget about that. That is, shout out to God, shout out to my brother. He saved my ass, big time. I went back home. I started working at this restaurant. And while this job was amazing, and I'm thankful for it, and the staff were amazing, and everyone there was such a positive environment. And while I did have a good life, I did feel very depressed when I got back. I'm not going to lie. Like, remember that newfound sense of confidence that I had? Well, that was gone again. I was like back home, working at this restaurant, thinking like, man, I can't believe I'm 27. I'm working at a restaurant again. Fuck my life, you know. But I was at the same time very thankful. But I was just plugged into a place that I didn't belong, which was Arkansas, where I grew up. You know, I don't fit in. It was not my vibe, and it was not very happy at the, I guess you could say, but it was very I was very depressed. I worked my job and I did a damn good job, but I remember those first few nights alone in this like teeny apartment in Arkansas. Hey brother, how are you? I was like, this was the first time in my life where I called my mom because I was hurting mentally, emotionally. I was like, right now I'm like feeling very alone. Like I'm up here, I have no friends. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, and I had traveled the world, bro. Keep in mind, I'm in a place like this. I was in Bali, bro. And I went from this straight back to the gutter. And it was humbling. It was humbling. And you know what? As sad as I was, I remember thinking and telling myself, this is what you deserve. This is what happens when you don't plan correctly. This is what happens when you don't prioritize the money. This is what happens when you fail. You failed, buddy. Get used to it. So after a couple of weeks, I was actually used to it. It's funny how fast your brain and your mind adapts to a new situation. I started making friends, and guess what? The best decision I made during this time was this. I joined a fight gym because I had nothing else to do. I had too much time on my hands, and I had too many negative thoughts going on. So I went straight to that fight gym, and man, again, this is where I start to get kind of emotional and thinking like, bro, God, if you out there, then this was definitely you, and I do believe in God. Man, that fight gym, man, that shit saved my life, bro. That shit saved my life. I found a really good friend in there, sparring partner. He didn't even speak English, but we would fight each other every day. He got me so strong mentally. There would be days that I would be literally in tears. Like, I'd be crying. Just mentally, just fucking a little bit, I don't want to say broken because I wasn't broken, but just like, man, I hate my life. I would be really sad. And then I would lace up my shoes, I'd put my gloves in my bag, and I would go to the fight gym. And I would act like nothing was wrong. And shout out to my coach. I think he could see that I was going through some tough times. But I never said it. But I would go in there, and within 2 hours of fighting, sparring, training, I would leave and I would feel good again. I wouldn't feel happy or blissed out, but I'd feel good. I'd feel motivated again. I'd get back on my work. And that fight gym saved my life. And I also got pretty damn good at boxing. I got some hands now. And it gave me another newfound sense of confidence where I'm like, not only have I traveled the world, but I know how to fight now. I can hold my own. And I felt more of like a man. Now, while doing all of this, during this period, it was April, I'm still creating videos. I'm still creating videos on dating. I'm releasing a few podcasts with my friends. And we're talking about it. Nothing's getting that many views, but it's getting a couple thousand per video, which actually is not that bad. And in April, for an entire month, every single night, I would sit down and I would start to script this dating course. I was sharing like all the things I've ever learned and ever known all into one little course. It was 8 modules, about 5 lessons per module. And at the end of April, I had a dating course. I finished it. And it was, in my opinion, it was fire. And then in May, I released it. I released it to the public. And I got one sale at $100. It was my best friend, Afraz. He bought it to support me. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, even though it was my best friend, he was only buying it to support me, and he didn't really need it, it still made me realize you've created a product that people will buy and you can make money. And I made my first $100 online, and it meant a lot to me. So shout out to Afraz. And then in May, I said, okay, well, it's time to start releasing videos to market this course. And I just brought my tripod out, went out to the college campus, set it up, started shooting videos, and spitting some game and doing some cold approach while on the campus. And the second video I ever posted went completely viral. It got 100,000 views in the first couple of days, and now it's at over 2 million, and it's still going, man. That thing is still generating views. Dan the man. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. Literally a week before, and I cannot make this shit up. This is like the craziest part to me. I still think about this late at night. Literally a week before, I had called my mom, and it had already been like 2 months of working a steady job. I had savings again. And also, like, God bless America, because only in America can you just be flat broke and then get a job and get savings again that fast. Like, there is an opportunity in America, and God bless my family for helping me. Now, I had some savings, and I called her, and I said, you know what, Mimi, I know I said I was going to do YouTube, but I'm still going to do it for fun, as a side income, side hobby, as a business. I'm taking it serious. But I understand that I got to make real money. I got to find a path. And I decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to do sales. It's a natural fit. It fits my personality. There's real money to be made in it. It's a real career path. I even bought a $2,000 course on how to start sales and get a job. I said, you know what? This is it. This is the leap I'm going to take. This is a serious thing. It's what you've always wanted. You've always wanted me to do something serious. And she was like, I'm so happy to hear that. Amazing. That's great to hear that. Like, thank you. And I'm working my job. I'm in a steady flow of life. I'm hitting my Muay Thai gym. I got a couple girls. You know, I started approaching again. By the way, approaching in Arkansas is not nearly as easy. By the way, this is the funny part about this whole journey. So I was such a player in Budapest. I was going on dates. I went on like 15 dates in 30 days. I remember that. And when I got to Arkansas, it was like no dates for 30 days. I was like, damn, son, my success out here is crazy bad. And then I was still creating the dating course. So like, imagine that. You're like, oh God, I already said I was going to do this. So I'm going to finish this dating course. But damn, do I suck in America right now. And by the way, by the end of my time in America, I was having success again. So I kind of broken through that barrier in Arkansas, of all places. And trust me, bro, I don't fit into Arkansas. I'm not the Arkansas mold. So when girls see me, they're like, yeah, this is not the guy that I want to date. I'm not the country boy. I'm an Italian, Asian, Guido, I'm just a random guy. Nerdy dude, you know. But I cracked the code, and I had so much success towards the end, which really lifted my spirits because it showed me that if I can game there, I can game anywhere. Genuinely. If I can game in Arkansas, I can game anywhere. That's actually how I feel. So I felt like I beat the final boss of game in Arkansas, and I was in a steady flow of life. I was no longer depressed. I was just working on my course, working on my videos, working at my management job, doing what I got to do. I told my mom I'm doing sales. I had a new path, and life was good. I was going to do remote sales. I was going to be able to live where I want. I had savings again. I'm in a good flow of life. And yeah, I'm still going to do the YouTube thing, but I'm not going to bank on it going viral. I'm not going to risk it all again. I'm just going to make some money. And then, just like that, I remember, I'm never going to forget this. I prayed for the first time. I was like, you know what? Please give me some success. I'm going to, in these next few months, I really want my work to take off. I really want to have some success. And I remember making a prayer. I've never do that. Like make a prayer to God, like, hey, please make this work out for me. And then literally, like a week later, my video goes crazy viral, and it gets like in the right niche too. Like it hits 2 million plus people, but all people my age who are interested in dating. My course with like really shitty marketing got over 60 sales. I made 10K in 1 month, combined with AdSense and course sales. And I was like, what the fuck? Here we go again. Man, it was like the moment I had been waiting for that I honestly was just like forgotten about it. I just threw out the video. I almost didn't even post the video that changed my entire life too. Isn't that crazy? I almost didn't post the video. What I learned approaching 1,000 women in 1,000 days. I was like, the title might be a little too crazy. I got rejected in it. I don't know if people want to see that. And I literally almost didn't post the video, and I'm so happy I just sent it. 20 minutes raw, barely any editing. I just threw it together and barely edited it, and it went viral. And then from there, I could not deny the potential. And then from there, it was like, man, whoa. I had sleepless nights then. I was like, how the fuck did this happen? I did not let that opportunity go to waste. I worked harder than I've ever worked in my entire life for those last 2 months. I told my brother, this is it. I'm going to leave here in 2 months, so you're going to have to find a new manager. And by the way, all at the same time, bro, like this management job actually got really busy. Like so many things were happening at work where I had to like put out so many fires. And then I went out. I was shooting videos like crazy. I planned a bunch of trips. I was traveling to Vegas to shoot videos, Nashville, because Arkansas didn't have that much good places to shoot content. I'm planning a trip to Asia again. I'm just like planning all of these things as this thing actually starts to take off. I made 10K in a month. I'm doing numerous, like endless coaching calls where I'm just talking to so many people. I'm developing a new offer. I'm developing a community, a program. I'm working super hard on the courses. All the while, I'm still going to the Muay Thai gym like as many times as I can. Bro, man, I must have been working like 80 to 100 hour weeks. It was probably the hardest I've ever worked in my life. Genuinely, I've never worked that hard in my life. It all came crashing down to in August after I quit the management job and I actually had time to myself. Bro, I went through like a 2-week withdrawal, like 2 weeks of burnout, like just didn't even leave my bed for 2 weeks. It was crazy because I worked so damn hard for these 2 months. But the problem was I had to. This was a moment. I was not letting it go to waste. For the first time, my YouTube channel had so many eyeballs. I was like, it's time to capitalize. And from there, I actually was able to start a community that kept me alive for a whole 6-7 months. You know, I was making consistent monthly recurring to keep me alive, breaking even. And then now I'm running boot camps, in-person coaching. Everything's dialed in now, thank God. But why was this the best time of my entire life? Because, okay, here's what made me want to make this video. As I have been traveling and living a little bit more comfortable than before, I have my job, my career set out. I miss, sometimes, even though I did not want to be there, I miss that time in Arkansas. I was so locked in, bro. I was so dialed in. I was so on the grind. My mind was so clear. I had such a fire in me like you would never imagine. I was locked the fuck in. I believed in it. I was steady. And I worked so hard. There were days where I would go to the Muay Thai gym because I had nothing to lose. And I would get knocked out in class. Literally, I would spar the best fighter in there. And then get knocked out. And then show up the next day and spar him again. I was genuinely fearless during this time compared to now. I'm still pretty fearless, but like when I think about this version of me that came out of all of this, I look up to that version of me so much, and it scares me to think that maybe I'm not as good as that guy was when all these things happen. I want to get back to that. And why was this the best time of my life? Because this was the time where I genuinely I went through hard shit and came out on the other side a better person. And there's nothing better than that. When I think about the best time of my life, it's not some hedonistic, pleasurable thing. It's a time where I was tested. It's a time where I put everything on the line and I fail and I keep going anyways. And through the grace of God and through perseverance, some shit works out and it happens. When I think about this time, I genuinely get emotional. I think about it a lot. I get emotional thinking like, fuck, man, how'd that happen? That's crazy. And it is a moment that I had been waiting for a long time. And imagine like a year of doubt, a year of just like, is this going to work out? Like going to bed every day thinking, what is this? What am I doing? And it finally works. A year of trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing and then figuring it out. But honestly, I just feel lucky. Like I don't feel like it was all me. I'm thinking like, fuck, man, this feels like God. Thank God. And maybe how can I live my life in a way that God would be happy so he doesn't take it all away? That's actually how I feel sometimes. So that's it, man. That's the story. I hope this inspired you a bit. I hope this inspires you to chase your dreams a bit. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. For anyone who watched this is a near and dear video to my heart. And many more to come, brother. Let's get it.